my name is Cassie. September is coming, and if you're going into college, then you are susceptible to gaining the freshman 15, which is something that the majority of college freshmen go through because you've got so much studying to do and you learn so many new things that food is really not your top priority. And in my case, I was eating vegetable chow mein every single day and I gained 20 pounds. So for me, it was the freshman 20, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. If you eat a lot of sugar and like starchy carbohydrates, then your blood sugar is gonna go up and then it's gonna crash, and it's gonna make it a lot harder for you to focus on your studies. So these are 3 recipes that will help you maintain your weight and also keep your blood sugar steady so you will not have such a hard time studying like I did in first year. Hopefully these recipes will help you be excited about college and help you really maintain your energy, because you're gonna need a lot of that, because if you stare at a page for more than 2 hours, it gets really tiring. But in this case, you probably won't. And hopefully this will inspire you to look up other recipes as well that are along these lines. The first recipe is a mock of pizza. It's actually a pizza with a crust made out of cauliflower. Cauliflower is an amazing thing to cook with because it can replace potatoes and grain and any sort of starchy carbohydrate that will make your blood sugar go all crazy. 2½ cups of cauliflower, 1 large egg, 1 1/4 cup of shredded mozzarella, and you need 2 tablespoons of shredded Asiago cheese, and then you need salt and pepper to taste, 2 garlic cloves, and parchment paper. The parchment paper will keep your pizza from sticking to the pan and everything getting destroyed. So definitely get yourselves some of that. And for toppings, you can basically choose anything you want. So basically, to make the crust, you steam the cauliflower just for a few minutes so it's slightly soft. The more moisture is in your cauliflower, the harder it's going to be for your crust to set. So only steam it for a very short period of time and then take it off and let it cool. And then once your cauliflower cools down, you basically just process it a little bit so it has the consistency of rice. After the cauliflower is shredded, throw in the egg, mozzarella, Asiago, salt, pepper, and garlic into the food processor and process it until it all is just mixed together. Make sure that the cauliflower kind of retains that rice consistency so you can really mold it into a nice pizza. So once everything is mixed up, put the mixture on the parchment paper and just spread it out into a pizza dough and make it look really pretty. If you are having any excess moisture coming out, then just take a paper towel and blot it out. You could even let it sit for a while and let the water evaporate a little bit if you want to. I don't like to wait, so I use paper towel and just try to get all the moisture out of there. So you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees and throw your cauliflower crust in there until the crust is golden brown. So just touch it every so often and make sure it gets the consistency of dough. Once it's looking pretty brown, take it out, slap it on your counter, and add all of your toppings. I added some tomato sauce and mozzarella, of course, because it's a pizza, right? I put some basil. I have a basil plant outside, so I'm just trying to use as much basil as I can because it's dying. And some cherry tomatoes, and I also threw on some balsamic vinegar. After your toppings are on there, you throw it in the oven, just let the cheese melt, and then once the cheese is melted, you take it out, and you cut it up and you enjoy your pizza. And this is an amazing pizza. The fat from the mozzarella slows the gastric emptying, so you can really just get all the nutrients from all the vegetables in there. It's actually so good, and I'm so excited for you guys to try it. It's one of the best things ever. I also have a shepherd's pie on my blog as well that uses the cauliflower crust. You can really use this cauliflower crust for anything, which is amazing. So take advantage of it and make some really cool recipes. The second dish is a classic Italian dish. It's called spaghetti aglio olio e peppercino, and I just say it as fast as I can because I don't know how to pronounce anything Italian, but I am part Italian, so this is one of my favorite dishes, and it is an oil-based sauce. The base for this dish is zucchini instead of grain-based pasta. And I use a spiruli, but you can use a mandolin slicer or a potato slicer, potato peeler, anything you want to just make noodle-shaped zucchini, but I put my zucchini in my spiruli and wind it up. It's such a useful tool to have because it's just so good at slicing up vegetables in so many different shapes and sizes. It makes making a salad a lot less of a drag, especially if you're like me and you don't like slicing very much. You need 1 summer squash. I used a zucchini. Olive oil, I use extra virgin olive oil. And then you use some garlic as well. I like to use 9 cloves of garlic. I am a garlic fanatic. And I used half of a yellow onion. Usually this dish doesn't call for onion, but you really gotta spice up the zucchini a bit. And you need some Thai chili peppers and add some parsley, and that's the ingredients. So you spiralize the zucchini or cut it, slice it, however you want to make your noodles. Take the noodles and put them on a paper towel and just let them sit for a few hours, maybe 2 to 3. If you cook them immediately, they're probably going to turn into a bit of a mushy consistency. Heat the olive oil in a pan and add the onion. Cook it until it's translucent and it smells amazing. At that point, you're going to add the garlic. Now, if you see any comments going like, Cassie, why have you forsaken me? This is horrible. It's because you burned the garlic, so do not do that. When you brown onion or caramelize them, they get even more amazing, but with garlic, right when it turns brown, it's burnt. So just cook it until it's slightly translucent and until it's very fragrant, and at that point, you add the peppers and you just cook it for about 30 seconds. Throw a little bit of sea salt in there just to make it taste a little better. Once everything is smelling amazing, then you throw the zucchini in there and you just saute it until the noodles are very warm and everything is just kind of cooking together and the noodles are absorbing the sauce. After everything is kind of mixed together, set it aside, remove it from the heat and add a little bit of parsley and mix that all together. And then at that point, you will have your pasta dish ready. And when you're ready to serve it, put it in a bowl, add some Parmesan cheese. Bon appetit! Meal number 3 is a bit more meaty for you guys, and it's really good for lunches, and it's just so quick because you can save the chicken in a casserole and just chop up lettuce and extra vegetables as you go. I like to chop up cherry tomatoes and artichokes, just anything I have really, and throw them into the salad. Just experiment with it and have fun with it. That's what cooking's all about. 1 tablespoon of fresh oregano, 1 tablespoon of dried thyme, and another 1 tablespoon of ground coriander. 1 yellow onion, you gotta dice it up. Half a cup of chicken stock, 6 to 8 mushrooms, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. I usually chop up around 2 heads of romaine lettuce for it, 2 pounds of chicken or whatever meat you like. I just took some chicken breast and food processed it, and then you just add some salt to taste. So the first step is you cook the chicken until it's about halfway cooked, and then you're going to add onion. After the onion is slightly translucent, you add the herbs in there and you just cook it until it smells really good, at which point you will add the mushrooms, red peppers, chicken stock, lemon juice, and salt. And basil just tastes amazing in anything. If you guys would like to get into herbs, then definitely try out basil. And then you just cook it until the chicken is cooked through and everything smells amazing, at which point you take it out, dump it in a bowl, and move on to the next step. If you want to add some tzatziki guacamole on there, the ingredients are 2 large ripe avocados, 1 English cucumber, 1 tablespoon of fresh mint, 1 tablespoon of fresh dill, and 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. The first step is to grate the cucumber into a tea towel, and then you take the tea towel and squeeze the excess moisture out of there. You don't want it to be too runny. Grab the cucumber and all the other ingredients, put them in a food processor, and process them until they have the consistency of guacamole. You'll take your chopped romaine lettuce, take your meat, take the guacamole, throw it in a bowl, and if you're a hot sauce kind of person, then you can add some hot sauce on top as well. I am a hot sauce person, so I definitely do that. Since a lot of you guys are just getting into college, some of you may have never cooked in your lives, so I tried to make these recipes a little bit easier, but at the same time, you still have to do a bit of cooking, because cooking is a very important skill to learn, especially in first year, and in second year, and in third year, and the rest of your life. So learn how to cook because it's a good skill to have. Something I like to have is a whole rack of spices. If you can like smell each spice and say like, hey, what's gonna go good in here? It really is beneficial for you. These recipes, among others, are going to help me get through the first couple of months of school, so I hope you try them out too, and then we can all be eating the same foods together, and we can be friends. Let me know if you guys have any healthy go-to recipes that you like to cook during your stressful times, and try to take care of yourself and just enjoy your college experience, because it really is a life in itself. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!